Respect is one of those invisible forces that shapes how people treat you long before they consciously decide to. It determines whether your words are taken seriously, whether your boundaries are honored, and whether your presence feels solid or easily ignored. Many people believe respect must be earned slowly over time, through achievements, status, or authority. While long-term respect certainly grows from consistency and integrity, there are psychological principles that shape first impressions and early interactions in powerful ways. These principles are not about manipulation or intimidation. They are about aligning your behavior, communication, and inner posture with how the human mind instinctively evaluates strength, confidence, and credibility. Instant respect does not mean blind admiration. It means people instinctively recognize you as someone who is grounded, self-aware, and not easily pushed around. This kind of respect often begins before you speak, continues in how you speak, and solidifies in how you respond to pressure. At the core of respect psychology is one simple truth: people respect those who respect themselves. Everything else is an extension of that idea. Number 1. Master the art of stillness. One of the most underestimated psychological signals of authority is stillness. People who fidget constantly, rush their words, or fill every silence unconsciously communicate nervousness or a need for approval. The human brain reads calm, controlled movement as confidence and competence. Stillness does not mean stiffness or emotional coldness. It means being comfortable enough with yourself that you do not need to perform. When you enter a room calmly, sit without excessive movement, and allow pauses in conversation, people instinctively adjust their energy to match yours. Silence, when used intentionally, creates weight. It suggests that your words are valuable enough not to be rushed. Psychologically, people associate calm presence with leadership. Leaders are expected to remain composed under pressure. When you display stillness, even subtly, you trigger this association in others, often without them realizing why. Number 2. Speak slower than average. Speed of speech strongly influences how others perceive you. Speaking too fast often signals anxiety, insecurity, or a desire to convince. Speaking at a measured pace communicates certainty. It suggests that you trust your words and do not fear being interrupted or dismissed. When you slow down your speech, people listen more closely. Their brains have more time to process your message, which increases perceived intelligence and authority. A slower pace also gives you control over the emotional tone of the conversation. You appear thoughtful rather than reactive. This does not mean dragging your words unnaturally. It means allowing your sentences to breathe. A brief pause before responding can instantly elevate how your response is received. It shows you are choosing your words, not throwing them out impulsively. Number 3. Maintain comfortable eye contact. Eye contact is one of the strongest nonverbal indicators of confidence and respect. Avoiding eye contact often signals fear, submission, or dishonesty, while excessive staring can feel aggressive. The balance lies in relaxed, steady eye contact that communicates presence without intimidation. When someone speaks to you, give them your full attention. Do not scan the room or glance at your phone. This alone makes people feel acknowledged, which paradoxically increases their respect for you rather than diminishing it. Humans tend to respect those who can offer attention without seeking it in return. When you speak, maintain eye contact long enough to anchor your point. Then naturally look away. This rhythm communicates ease and self-assurance. Psychologically, people are more likely to trust and respect those whose eyes align with their words. Number 4. Control your emotional reactions. Few things erode respect faster than emotional volatility. Overreacting, becoming defensive, or showing visible frustration signals that others can easily influence your inner state. Respect grows when people sense that you are emotionally self-regulated. This does not mean suppressing emotions or pretending not to care. It means choosing when and how you express them. When faced with criticism, disrespect, or provocation, a calm response often disarms the other person. It subtly communicates that you are not operating from insecurity. Psychologically, people test boundaries often unconsciously. When they see that emotional manipulation does not work on you, they adjust their behavior. Calmness under pressure creates an aura of inner strength that demands respect without confrontation. Number 5. Set boundaries without over-explaining. One of the most powerful psychological shifts you can make is learning to say no without justification. Over-explaining your boundaries suggests you need permission or approval. Clear, simple boundaries communicate self-respect. When you state a limit calmly and briefly, people may initially feel surprised. This is because many are accustomed to others negotiating their own boundaries. However, that moment of surprise often turns into respect. The human mind associates firm boundaries with strength and clarity. You do not need to convince people that your boundary is reasonable. Your willingness to uphold it is what makes it real. Respect grows when others realize that pushing you comes with consequences, even if those consequences are simply your withdrawal of time or energy. Number 6. Align your words and actions. Nothing builds or destroys respect faster than consistency. When your words match your actions, people trust you. When they do not, respect fades quickly. The brain is highly sensitive to incongruence. Even small inconsistencies create doubt. If you say you value honesty but avoid difficult conversations, people notice. If you talk about discipline but fail to follow through, people adjust their expectations. On the other hand, when you quietly do what you say you will do, your credibility grows without effort. Psychologically, consistency reduces uncertainty. People feel safer around those whose behavior is predictable in a healthy way. That sense of reliability is a core component of respect. Number 7. Be selective with your availability. Constant availability often reduces perceived value. When you are always accessible, always responding immediately, and always accommodating, people subconsciously assume your time is less valuable. This does not mean playing games or ignoring people intentionally. It means having priorities and honoring them. When you do not rush to respond to every message or request, you signal that your life has structure and purpose. People tend to respect those who are in demand, not because they seek validation, but because their time is clearly invested in meaningful things. Psychologically, scarcity increases value. When your presence is not guaranteed, it is appreciated more. Respect often follows appreciation. Number 8. Speak with conviction, not aggression. Conviction is confidence anchored in clarity. Aggression is confidence rooted in fear. People can feel the difference instantly. Aggressive communication often aims to dominate, while conviction simply states what is true for you. When you speak with conviction, your tone is firm but calm. You do not need to raise your voice or belittle others. You trust that your perspective has weight. This kind of communication invites respect because it feels stable rather than threatening. The human brain is wired to resist coercion but respond to certainty. Conviction signals that you are not seeking to win an argument, only to express your position honestly. That authenticity earns respect even from those who disagree. Number 9. Take responsibility without self-blame. Owning your mistakes is a powerful psychological signal of maturity. Many people avoid responsibility out of fear that it will make them look weak. In reality, the opposite is true. Taking responsibility shows self-awareness and integrity. When you acknowledge an error calmly and focus on solutions rather than excuses, people see you as trustworthy. You demonstrate that your ego is not fragile. This reassures others that working with you will be straightforward and honest. Respect grows when people feel they can rely on you to face reality, rather than distort it to protect your image. Number 10. Reduce the need to impress. Trying too hard to impress often backfires. Excessive bragging, name-dropping, or overemphasizing achievements signals insecurity. People respect those who are comfortable letting their actions speak. When you share accomplishments naturally and only when relevant, they feel more credible. When you listen more than you talk, people sense confidence rather than self-promotion. The psychological principle here is simple. Those who feel secure do not need constant validation. Paradoxically, the less you seek respect, the more likely you are to receive it. Self-assuredness is quiet. Number 11. Use your body language intentionally. Your posture, gestures, and spatial awareness speak before your words do. Standing or sitting upright communicates readiness and self-respect. Open body language signals confidence, while closed postures often signal defensiveness. Taking up appropriate space without exaggeration shows comfort in your own presence. Avoid shrinking yourself to accommodate others unnecessarily. The brain reads this as low-status behavior, even if the intention is politeness. Respect often begins with how you physically inhabit a space. When your body language aligns with confidence, your words carry more weight. Number 12. Choose depth over approval. People-pleasing erodes respect because it signals that your sense of worth depends on others' reactions. When you prioritize honesty and depth over approval, you may not be liked by everyone, but you will be respected by many. This means being willing to disagree politely, to express unpopular truths, and to stand by your values. The psychological effect is subtle but powerful. People sense when you are grounded in something internal rather than external validation. Respect grows when others feel that you cannot be easily swayed or reshaped to fit their expectations. Number 13. Be comfortable with discomfort. One of the clearest markers of inner strength is the ability to tolerate discomfort. Whether it is awkward silence, difficult conversations, or temporary rejection, your response to discomfort shapes how others perceive you. When you remain composed in uncomfortable moments, people sense resilience. They understand that you are not easily rattled. This quality commands respect because it suggests emotional independence. The human mind admires those who can face tension without escaping or exploding. Number 14. Let go of the need to control perception. Finally, respect often emerges when you stop trying to control how others see you. When you act in alignment with your values and allow people to form their own opinions, you project authenticity. Trying to manage every impression creates tension. Authenticity creates ease. People respect those who are real, even if imperfect. Psychological safety grows around individuals who are not performing a role but living truthfully. Number 15. The core truth about respect. Instant respect is not about tricks in the shallow sense. It is about understanding how the human mind interprets confidence, clarity, and self-respect. Every behavior that earns respect sends the same underlying message. I am secure in who I am, and I take responsibility for my presence in the world. When you cultivate inner stability, the external signals naturally follow. Your voice steadies. Your boundaries strengthen. Your energy shifts. People feel it before they can explain it. Respect is less about what you demand from others and more about what you consistently demonstrate to yourself.